Hi everyone, this is Mustafa. I'm a visual artist and a photographer based here in Dubai. For those of you who already know me from Instagram, welcome to my YouTube. And for those of you who do not know me from Instagram, I will leave a link in the description and please go check out some of my work on Instagram. In this video, I will be talking about the Nikon's new top-of-the-line two mirrorless cameras, the Z6 and the Z7. I was quite lucky enough to get my hands on the Z6 last week. There were just a few pieces available here in the UAE, and I think I was really lucky to be able to buy one of these. So I'll be talking not about all the specs that you can already see on the internet. I'll be talking about how my experience has been with the Z6 in the past 6 or 7 days that I've been using it. Definitely all the specs and megapixels and all of that, you can see it on the internet. That's much more easier, but I'll be talking more about how the experience is like, what are the things that I really liked, and what are the things I was not very sure about. So if you guys are planning to invest into that, you can make your decision based on some of this. So let's get right into it. This is the new Z6 that Nikon released last month, but it was not available in the market until a long time, and I think just last week we got the shipment. So the body comes with a 24-70 kit lens and an FTZ adapter. So the first impression, it's a really small compact body with a lot of functionalities and everything that are locked into it. It's being compared with the Nikon's D850, so it has almost the same specs, or I would say better specs than 850, having a few advantages over the 850, but the body is really small and it's really compact and very easy to hold. But there's one small thing. So I was more used to handling any normal DSLR, so this is the D810 body. The comfort, the grip that you get with D850 or D810 is that you can see all my fingers rest very well on the grip over here, which is really a good firm feeling holding the D810 or D850. But when it comes to the Z6 or Z7, which is similar body, both of them, you can see that you know, for if you have big hands, it might not be the most comfortable grip for you. It's not bad, it's not something that will really bother you. See, I can still hold it like that. But if you're really used to having, you know, this size of big camera bodies, then it might be a little bit of a change for you. But the advantage is that it's really lightweight, and the S series lenses that Nikon is making are also quite lightweight. So that's the advantage. And if you're someone who likes to take a lot of handheld shots, or if you're traveling quite often and sometimes you prefer just to carry a lightweight kit, this is the thing. So the second thing I really like besides the lightweight body is the sharpness. This sensor shoots really sharp images. Like, I would not compare it with any of the previous Nikon DSLRs, but it really, for this compact small body, it is having a sensor that shoots really sharp images. I've been shooting some of the night images, I did some of the videos, and I did some really low light shots as well just to test it, and I've been very happy with the result. Then there are a few things that I had problem with, I did not really like, or I would like to talk about is, firstly, that a lot of users who were shooting on Z6 and Z7 face this difficulty that the raw images that they were shooting were not being able to be opened in Photoshop or in Lightroom. And a lot of times people went on some commercial shoots, they came back and they were like, oh, as we get into editing, they realized that Photoshop or Adobe Bridge or Lightroom is not recognizing the raw files that come out of the Z6 and the Z7. For that, there is an update though, that 2 days ago Adobe has released a new Camera Raw plugin, which is the Camera Raw 11.1, and that finally does support Z6 and Z7. So if you were having this confusion that, oh, I heard that the raw files from the Z6 and Z7 do not open in Adobe. That problem has been solved, so you have to just be having the most updated version of Camera Raw, which is 11.1, and of course onwards when they release a new version, and that supports the raw images. But that just happened 2 days ago. 2 days before that, I also could not access my raw files, and I had to convert them into DNG and so on. But now that thing is fixed as well. Another good thing that I really liked about it is the low light performance. I tried shooting on like 6000 plus ISO, and there was noise, but there was not that terrible noise in the images that you cannot use them at all. This thing really performed really well in low light with really high ISO. You can still shoot images which will not be like full of noise. So low light performance with high ISO is amazing. I personally liked it a lot better than low light performance and high ISO images in the DSLRs. So give it a try for that. Definitely, if you're a night photographer, if you're someone who really likes to shoot in low light with high ISO, this thing is the beast when it comes to that. One more thing that I really liked about it is how quiet this thing is compared to any DSLR. It's so quiet, and then it has a silent mode, which is furthermore quiet. So I was shooting something where next to me there was a person who was doing a live video for a really big brand, and they just wanted everyone to be quiet, definitely, because they don't want all the noise and shutter and everything. I was shooting right beside this person who was doing the live video, and I watched the video. You could not hear my shutter. I was continuously shooting, and I asked him, can I be shooting simultaneously while you're doing this? And when they heard the shutter noise, which is so silent, I would say, like, yeah, sure, it doesn't even bother the video. So if you're someone who's planning to shoot, or who often shoots in situations where you don't want people to hear your shutter and be bothered, or if it's during the meetings or any kind of sensitive situation, a mirrorless generally is the best choice to go for something like that. Or if you're shooting behind the scenes where of a film, or where they're shooting video, you want to be quiet. So this thing, any mirrorless, definitely. But Nikon's mirrorless is the only mirrorless that I have tried, and I can tell you this thing is really quiet. So that is something I would really like to emphasize on. And the last thing that I can tell you from my experience that I had with this camera was there were a lot of complaints that the battery life is pretty low, and you cannot shoot like thousands of images, the battery dies after 300 images and so on. I'll tell you my hands-on experience. First of all, why is that thing happening to a lot of people is that there is a button over here, yeah? Through this, you can switch off your screen, which will always be on by default when you're shooting. When you're shooting through a viewfinder, you do not need this screen. If you are someone who's used to a viewfinder, you do not need this screen to be showing your images all the time. You can switch it off from this button, which will save your battery. That's first. Second thing is, I shot around 400 images on this one battery, and some of them I shot them having my camera connected to Wi-Fi, and I was shooting from my phone basically. So you can use SnapBridge is the app that you can connect through which you can connect your phone and your camera. So you can be shooting from your phone, clicking from your phone while your camera is shooting. So that takes extra battery, and I was using that for some of the shots, and around 300 to 400 shots I shot just normally, just with the shutter release, and I still have some of the battery left. So I think the problem that people are talking about, that the battery performance, it's about how you use it. I did use it on Wi-Fi, I did use it shooting some of the videos, and I did 300 to 400 shots, and still I have some of the battery left. The reason is that firstly, I do not use this screen too often unless I'm shooting a video. Secondly, I switch it off and I'm not using my camera. Some people, they have the habit of leaving it on, which is fine in a DSLR, but when you're using a mirrorless, there's a lot of things that are running inside which will just eat away the battery. So if you just, if you're not using it, just switch it off, and do not use the screen if you don't need to, and definitely the battery will last longer. So I personally did not feel any problem with the battery life, not yet, because it's just been 1 week, but so far I haven't had any problem. I'm really happy with the size of it, with the weight of it. The size is a lot like one of their vintage cameras, or not film cameras, and the FM2, which is one of my favorite. And you can see it's literally like almost the same size, but if you compare it with any of the DSLR body, it's like, you can probably see it in the video. These are huge, really nice to handle, but heavy and really big size. So these are the few points. Most importantly, I love the fact that it's a really small compact body with really strong sensor and the features. It has all the features, so I'm really happy with it. The sharpness is amazing, especially also depends on the lenses you're using. But if you guys have any questions, and I'll be exploring a lot more in the coming weeks, and I'll be sharing all the images. So if you have any questions, just drop it in the comments, or just go to my Instagram and just ask me away, and I'll be more than happy to respond to all the questions related to the Z6 or the Z7. Thank you so much, and I hope you subscribe to my channel and just check out my Instagram as well, and let me know what you think.